Good rising, good rising. Yes, that's how quickly I'm starting. Bitcoin is hope. Change is on the move. Who is going to want some of that change? Hey, let's get it. We're going to start with the universal greeting. That's how we do it. Shaka, hang on there. We're going to start with the universal greeting. I'm going to want to talk to you. Bitcoin is hope. Change is on the move. We want to give people an opportunity to have change in their life. And Bitcoin is actually hope. But I always start with the universal greeting. So let me get at it. And do me a solid. Hey, Shaka, I see you. I know you waved at me. Don't go anywhere. Hey, I see Carly Ray too. Hey, guys, help me out by retweeting the space. And let's see if we can get some people on the Thursday show. We know that the Wednesday show is quite popular with the stamp, but we got to get the Thursday show going. But let me get the universal greeting started. Beijing, ni hao. London, hello, top of the morning to you. Los Angeles, hey. Paris, bonjour. Hey, Paris, guess what? I am going to learn French. No kidding. I'm absolutely going to do it. I have started to watch programming in Francais without the subtitles. Absolutely, I have. Lisbon, hola. Absolutely, hola, Lisbon. I will be learning the Spanish as well. Hong Kong, hello. I was really surprised to find out that the good morning greeting in Hong Kong is just hello. I'm just like, well, that sounds like English to me. Hey, but you know what's so funny? Sweden, I am not kidding. They say HEJ, which is hey. Listen, I'm telling you, it sounds like English to me. It sounds like English is actually a universal language, but let's get it. Toronto. Yeah, Toronto in good old Canada. Here's how they do it. They say good day and then they say a. Mhm. And they might even say sorry right after they say good day A. Why? Canadians are so polite. Absolutely. Actually, in fact, Canadians are one of the most politest population on the face of the planet. They're just kind people. Hey, Tokyo, konnichiwa. Yeah, absolutely, konnichiwa in Tokyo. Hey, Tokyo, so advanced, absolutely advanced. Who would not want to visit Tokyo? Turkey, merhaba. My goodness, there are millions marching in Turkey right now. There's a lot of sauce happening in Turkey. Um, they want some of their leaders to step down, and the people are marching. So there you go. There are activists in Turkey, and they mean business. They want the best for them for their country, and they're making sure it happens. So good on you, Turkey. I am. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get in that hot sauce. My name is Trudy Art. You know what? I really enjoy being here. And why do I enjoy being here? Because this is the Universe Wallet. Yeah, it's a Universe Wallet. It's an indexer. It's an explorer. It's minting. It's a marketplace. It's all on bitcoinuniverse.io. Unleashing Bitcoin's full potential, making the Universe Wallet your all in one solution to manage all your assets in one place. That is really cool. When you can have a wallet that does everything in the Bitcoin eco. Listen, you got some full support here for BRC20. And as we know, BRC20 is really where the tokenomics popped off, people. Absolutely. Yeah. Support for obviously ordinals. You know, come on. After Counterparty, ordinals was that was a hot thing and still is, okay? So you got support there. Dust 20, absolutely check that out. 546. That's all I'll say with Dust 20. Okay. Tap. Listen, yesterday I talk a lot, okay? Because I get excited. And I said, oh, this wallet is built on Tap. It's not built on Tap. Tap is one of the protocol that it supports, okay? I just got carried away, so I had to clear that up. DMT, digital matter theory. I want to do a whole entire show on digital matter theory. So if any of you are interested, let me know. And if you are into digital matter theory, which I think is quite amazing, then slide into the DMs and let me know. UNATs, big deal. Runes, absolutely. Did you hear about what's happening with runes? Oh my God, they got a bot coming for AMMs and runes. Like my goodness. Okay, automated market makers are going to be coming. Ooh, that's going to be pretty cool. Okay, LRC Lambda. We don't talk enough about LRC Lambda. And I keep saying that we need to get in there, and I think we're going to have to do a whole show on it. Let me know what you think on that. SRC20 stamp. Like yesterday, wow, the stamp SRC20 day, pretty big deal. And yeah, atomicals, there's support for atomicals. Atomicals people, they're very serious people. And we got support for you. Listen, before we get started, and we've already gotten started, really. Helpful reminder, this is not financial advice. No kidding. It's not financial advice. Crypto is pretty serious. And you can't really take advice from somebody you've never met. We have never gone for coffee. Actually, I go for tea. I go for tea with you. We've never gone for tea. And you really can't take advice from a lady speaking in a microphone, that's for sure. Now, the way that you do start research, though, is to ask questions. So I have 3 questions. Can you excuse me for a moment, please? Just a moment, okay? 1 second. I had to get my first question. That question should have been right beside me, but check this out, okay? I'm going to do some, yes. Hear that? Okay. Hear that? Too. That was a bit too much, but that's water, people. Okay, water. Yeah, do you have your water ready? I am not kidding. I am not kidding about the water. You need the blood to flow in your body. If you've ever had a headache, okay, now this doesn't go for all headaches. I know some headaches are deeper and they're going to need a little bit more than water. But if you've ever had a headache, or if you've ever felt any tension and you haven't felt good and maybe your mood is shifting a bit and it's not shifting in the right direction, go get a glass of water, okay? A glass of H2O. Please do not put anything in your water, but maybe some lime, some electricity. People, we are electrical. Squeeze a little bit of lime in there. If you're going to squeeze lime to protect your teeth, get a straw and drink that water, okay? You need that water. Hey, if you do not drink water, you're going to have to get a blood pressure monitor. And even if you do, get a blood pressure monitor. And I am being serious. Go check your blood pressure and make sure that it's optimal. Okay? You got to have your blood flowing properly. Now, third question. This is a serious one, by the way. What have you done for yourself lately? Mirror check. Listen, a lot of you are out here and you are doing everything for everyone else. Yes, I am talking directly to you. There's so much that is happening in the world, and you're constantly being pulled here and there and everywhere. Everybody wants a little piece of you. Well, you're going to have to pause just a moment, head over to the mirror, and look in the mirror, which I am right now. Whew, jeez, I should have splashed some water on my face. But do the telephone signal with your hand. Okay, put it up to your ear and give yourself a call and say, hey, hi, can you do something for me? Yeah, do something for yourself. I'm being serious. Put yourself first for a change, just for a moment, okay? So really excited that you're here. I don't know who's here right now, other than I saw 2 people that were with me. And thank you for being with me, because we're gonna have some fun today. Oh, okay, we're gonna have some fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, what are we gonna have fun doing? Hey Sadie, thank you for being here. I see Carly Ray, I see Top Dev. Where did Shaka go? Oh my God, Shaka just left. Shaka's like, this is too crazy for me. Shaka's from Nigeria, so he was thinking this is way too crazy. So let's get at it. Thursday is a different day, and let's plug the universe a little bit, and let's see if anybody else can come in here. But let's get it, and let's go. So how are we going to plug the universe? Well, you know what? They've got some fun stuff going on, and this does end up on the YouTube. So let's get it here. There is always some fun and adventure happening over on bitcoinuniverse.io. BRC20, the pill pre-sale, is on fire. Absolutely. 89% filled, only 0.003 BTC left, just 2 days left before the pre-sale ends. Bitcoin's bull run is here. Are you in or still watching? Yeah, 100% of the supply up for grabs. Still not orange pilled. Time's up. Act fast, okay, peeps. About 2 days left, and then that pre-sale is going to end. So take a look at it, because this is kind of fun. You know, they say that there's the red pill, blue pill. Well, there's always the orange pill. Get yourself orange pilled. That's really, really the thing that you want to do. Hey, Colored Coins. Good to see you. Let's get into it. Thursday. What are we doing here on the Bitcoin universe on Thursday? We're opening up the talk. We're going to continue to try to do this for a little bit, but if we have to pivot, then we will pivot. But why do we want to do this? Well, we want to do this because sometimes we need a little bit of room to talk about different things. Hey, Bitcoin is hope. Change is on the move, okay? And the headlines, there's the good, there's the bad, and the ugly. What is happening in Bitcoin right now? Well, I'm going to tell you what's happening in Bitcoin right now. It's taking a dive. That's what's happening. Hey, and Trump is he vows to make the U.S. Bitcoin's superpower at the Digital Asset Summit. Okay, so I will talk a little bit about that. And it looks like he is here to support the Bitcoin, but it doesn't look like it's happening for now. And that might be because of the tariffs. Yeah, because of those tariffs. But we won't get into tariffs just right yet. Let's get into the price again. Okay, so we're at 84,025 and 2 cents. We're down around 3.28%. We had a little bit of a bounce, but we're starting to slide down again. And this is to be expected, because yesterday at the FOMC, there was a hell of a nothing burger happening. Yeah, literally nothing. Okay, no changes. We got to wait and see what happens next. But you know, the market was, I think it was prepared for it. Okay, but everyone started to get excited because DT was scheduled to speak at the digital conference, okay, and Digital Asset Summit. And he did, in fact. So today, in fact, he called on the United States to become a Bitcoin superpower. Yes, this is the first president to address this crypto conference. Absolutely. So here we see that he says, it's exciting to watch you as you invent the future of finance. It's like a little pat on the head. Okay, we're excited to watch you. So he later said that we will make, let's see, he said, it's going to be right here in the USA, the good old USA. Together we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world. Absolutely. That is what he's saying. So his message was recorded, so you can get some of his message, and he did it from the Oval Office. So he didn't actually go there, but I think it sends a pretty strong signal that if you were in doubt, 47's administration is, I would say at this point, like 100% supporting Bitcoin, okay? Supporting crypto. So from the Oval Office, he, and this happened before noon Eastern time, he emphasized the optimism for cryptocurrency generally, and for the U.S. to be a leader in its development. Now, here's a quote from 47. He says, I signed an order creating the brand new strategic Bitcoin reserve and the U.S. digital asset stockpile, which will allow the federal government to maximize the value of its holdings instead of foolishly selling them for a fraction of their long-term value, which actually was what the former administration did. Now, Trump's major booster, he's a major booster of digital currency, and says that the currency can be developed while preserving the US dollar for the world's reserve. So it looks like he is making a clear distinction here that the US dollar is something that obviously he doesn't want competition for, but he is opening up the doors for all of digital currency, cryptocurrency, to complement what he wants to do for the good old USA. In his remarks, which lasted 2 minutes, hey, but 2 minutes is a pretty big deal. You're getting the leader of the free world here talking for 2 minutes in your conference. Pretty big deal. Obviously, he had some things to say about the last administration. And this is kind of big. Here's a quote. He says, we're ending the last administration's regulatory war on crypto and Bitcoin that includes stopping the lawless operation of Choke Point 2.0, which went beyond regulation, and I mean far beyond. It was a form of lawfare through government weaponization. You know, that is, boy, I gotta say, there's some strength to that statement, because there was a lot, there was a lot of stuff happening in the past that really was creating a lot of roadblocks. You know, the SEC, it seemed like every minute they had a new infractions, and they were bringing cases against um, Coinbase. Obviously, there was XRP. There was numerous. Gemini, Robinhood. Well, Robinhood, that's another story. We won't get into them, but there was so many different, prominent cases against different um, cryptocurrency exchanges, and now we're seeing them pull back. So, as you know, also Trump held the first ever White House crypto summit earlier this month, where he made similar remarks about digital currency. So on Thursday, he called on Congress to pass legislation creating common sense rules for stable coins. For the market structure and the legal framework that will allow further investments and innovation in the space. This is a pretty big deal. Like I said, this is pretty big because we haven't had this before. We haven't had a president go this far into crypto. And I think that this is sending a message. By the way, they did a poll on Fox News, and the poll asked how many people would invest in crypto given the opportunity to at this point. And I gotta say, this poll proves that we're really early. 14%. Yeah, only 14% of people would invest in crypto, Bitcoin specifically. 86% said no, no, thank you. They would stay out of it. Can you believe that? That means we are so early. There are people that still do not understand that Bitcoin is hope. Now, this is absolutely crazy sauce to me. At this stage in the game, you are not able to kind of see that Bitcoin is hope. And that would almost make sense because we don't have the education on why is Bitcoin hope. But I'll tell you, if you look at the headlines, if you look at those headlines, you will start to see why Bitcoin is hope. Okay. There, there is so much going on in the world, in the USA. Every single place you go, there's so much going on. And most of those headlines, they're not necessarily good. Okay. Prices are going up. Okay. Let's just read some of the headlines here. Uh, let's see. Okay, well, listen to this one. Trump seeks to shut down US education department. Have fun. Have fun. Let's see. Let's do some headlines in Canada. Carney will ask Governor General to dissolve Parliament Sunday and call election. Wow, Canada, good luck on that one. I guess you're going into an election. Okay, then we've got oh boy, these headlines are pretty tough. So there's a lot of different conflicts that are potentially happening within different spots, hot spots in the world, and yeah, I won't get too much into them, but there's potentially a lot of conflict that is going to be happening out there. So there's all this bad news, bad news, bad news. Where's the good news? Well, here's where the good news is for all of the bad news that's happening. Okay, there is hope. Bitcoin is absolutely hope. Okay, you know what, let me get a couple more headlines. Dollar higher as Fed signals no rush to cut rates. Bank of England holds rates steady. Okay, that's not so bad. Gold price hits another record high. Why is gold going up? We'll talk about that. Hey, silver is even going up. Okay. Then we have Great British Pound US can move towards a $1.31. Wow, to $1.31 in the short term. Okay. So why would gold be going up? Well, that's because inflation, people. Gold is usually a hedge against inflation. Yeah, a hedge against inflation. So gold is moving up. But guess what? You've got Bitcoin. You've got Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Okay. I can get into all of the stats on gold, how gold is, a potentially good option for any household to get into. But Bitcoin does what gold does and even better. Bitcoin is absolutely digital gold, but in my mind, it's actually property. Okay. So if you are concerned about how are you going to keep pace with inflation, if you're concerned about currency debasement, then Bitcoin is hope. Why? Because Bitcoin has already proven that it is it's freedom technology. It's a peer-to-peer solution. It's been around since 2009. There's 21 million. We now have governments adopting Bitcoin. And that's the biggest thing. Governments are adopting Bitcoin. Okay. We've got corporations that have Bitcoin on their balance sheets to try to help them with some of the stuff that I'm talking about. And we now have Wall Street that's headed into this in a big way. So this is a pretty big deal. This is a pretty big deal. So let's see what else we can get here. Okay, so as we're thinking about how do we okay, thank you for that. Okay. How do we change the narrative and build momentum? Well, the narrative has to be, what are you going to do for your household? And how are you going to build momentum for your household? Ah, yes. Okay. Let me just see if there's anybody that I can get in here just to talk to a little bit. Let's see who's out here. Okay. Anybody want to unmute themselves? Come chit chat with chit chat just a little bit here. I won't pressure cook you. Just want to talk to you. Just want to talk to you, people. Don't want to get too heavy into the headlines because I think I want to interact a little bit. So if you're okay with becoming a speaker, you can just log out and then jump back in. Then we can just head into just a little bit of a chit chat. I'll at least say hello. Yeah, I'll at least say hello. And while we're waiting for somebody to come, just jump in here and say something to me. I'm gonna continue. Um, yeah, the change that we need, that you need, is going to be absolutely dependent upon your situation. Okay, and for for the majority of people, at least we're told, they're in a little bit of turmoil in trying to figure out how they're going to keep ahead of the inflation, keep ahead of all of the headlines that are coming into um, that are affecting their homes. And so most of it is financial, to be quite honest with you. And when you're looking at how do you make a difference for your life financially, there are a couple things that you can do. You can go out and increase your income. You can take on a better job, get better employment. You can move. You can start cutting costs in your household. There's a ton of things that you can do. Then you can start to save, but you look at, okay, where do I save? If you start saving through the TradFi system, then you're going to be probably behind. Why? Because in the TradFi system, have you checked out what you can earn on a bank account? Have you checked out what you can earn on any of their investments? It's not going to keep pace with inflation. So your money is actually losing value over time. And so you constantly are having to hunt for, where can I keep up? Like, where can I actually make sure that tomorrow my dollar is a dollar? Okay. Then you can go and take a look at the stock market. So that's an option for you. And I mean, right now, stock market is in a little bit of a downfall. So you can take a look at how to actually, get involved in that. But Bitcoin is where you can actually Bitcoin is where you can actually jump into uh, an investment that is actually fighting all of these headwinds and all of these different distractions and all of these different pressures that are coming into your house. How can it do that? Well, when Bitcoin started in 2009, Bitcoin was just pennies. It was just an ideal. And the ideal that, you know, people could actually trade peer to peer, they could actually connect peer to peer without a centralized body was pretty interesting. So if you wanted to, send someone across the globe a little bit of Bitcoin, right? You didn't have to go through um, a centralized exchange to do that. All they needed was a wallet. If you had a wallet address and if they had a wallet address, you could easily do that. Okay, you could easily do that. So when once that started, and once that caught on, that libertarian movement, that whole ideal of having that type of freedom within your own hand, you could see how that ideal started to build and how that ideal started to ignite and create some creativity in the minds of people across the world. And that's how Bitcoin just started to grow like a wildfire, really. And so more and more people were like so excited about the fact that they didn't have to have somebody monitoring their financial transactions. Because typically, if you want to send money, okay, from one country to another country, you have to go through some type of intermediary, whether it's um, whether it's the bank, obviously, and their SWIFT system. Through the bank's SWIFT system, it literally takes about 24, 48 hours, and there's a lot of information that you need. And even when you provide the information, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to get to the other party. If there's any details missing, they'll actually send it back, and then you have to start the whole process over. And there's other ways that you can send money, but all of them having a third party involved, PayPal and all of those others. But through Bitcoin, there's no third party involved. You're just sending money from from one door to another door. That's it. There's nobody intercepting the transaction. So you can see how that ideal alone would be a very powerful ideal. Now imagine that the ideal catches on, which it did. And as it catches on, the Bitcoin asset is actually gaining momentum, and the value is increasing. So one Bitcoin, which you couldn't even buy a pizza. I mean, with one Bitcoin, you had to spend about 10,000. And then look at look at what has happened over time. That ideal has morphed into freedom technology, the most powerful asset in the world, where people that have understood the power of that movement, they've now come to Bitcoin, and we're seeing Bitcoin grow at an exponential rate. Okay. So that's why today your Bitcoin is now at 84,000, at $84,000. And people, let me tell you what, people, a lot of big names that are in the space right now are telling us that this is not a resting spot for Bitcoin. This is not the top for Bitcoin. For instance, Cathie Wood, she is the head of ARK Invest. She is actually predicting that Bitcoin is eventually, I believe in 2030, she's saying going to $1 million, $1 million. Do you believe that? Literally $1 million. Let's take a look at that. So ARK Invest, actually, it's an asset management company, and it's the founder is Cathie Woods, and she has several different ETFs, and she has a Bitcoin ETF. And so I know that she has been a very big supporter of Bitcoin. And I bring her up because she often comes out with some really outlandish forecasts for some of the investments. Like she came up with some valuations for Tesla, but she turned out to be right, in fact. Okay, so she is a respected voice in the space of finance. So here's what she says: Bitcoin's bull run isn't over. Cathie Wood predicts 1.5 million. In an interview with Bloomberg, ARK Invest manager, founder, and CEO Cathie Wood once again reaffirmed her ambitious price target for Bitcoin, predicting it could soar to 1.5 million per coin by the year 2030. Now, I wouldn't be investing because of the price. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be so anxious to jump into Bitcoin because of the price. I would be more interested in all of what I have already discussed, the fact that it is a peer-to-peer way to have your your financial future within your within your hand. And obviously, Cathie sees that as a bigger ideal than we can even imagine. And she is putting a price on that. And the price that she is putting on that is 1.5 million per Bitcoin. So imagine if you had a way to actually get there. How would you get there? Because obviously, many of us don't have $84,025 right here today. Well, I'm going to shill a little bit. Shill a little bit. Okay, so if you go to bitcoinuniverse.io, I'm going to share with you how you can potentially get there. I always ask, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. Okay. Like I'm doing, oh my God, the Thursday show. Holy, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to come up with a new idea for the Thursday show. Um, how do I actually get people in here? I guess I have to do it one person at a time. So how do you get to one Bitcoin? Well, through bitcoinuniverse.io, you can start to stack sats. You can start to stack sats. And here's one way that you can stack sats. See, I honestly think that being early is really important. Why? Because you can see the value today. And when somebody else comes in tomorrow, then they'll have to pay you a price for that value. Because I always say price is what you pay, value is what you get. That's a Warren Buffett quote. Okay. And that is so true. So today, if you go over to bitcoinuniverse.io and you look at, go over to register and you look at domain names, this is a way that you can literally stack sats. How can you actually increase the sats? Well, domain names, do not kid yourself. Domain names will end up popping off. In fact, SRC 101, they dropped a tweet today, and they have a little offer here for you, peeps. So here's the tweet. It says, get a BTC domain, which you can. You absolutely can if you come over to bitcoinuniverse.io, hit register, and then once you hit register, you're going to go to domain names. It says get a .btc domain. The best time was yesterday, and the best time is today. Okay, so there are some folks that are signing up with some of their partners, and through these signups, you can actually get a coupon. Yeah, you can get a coupon and to get a 5-character domain free mint. So you can check that out. Okay. Now, if you're not able to get a coupon from at Bit Name Service, so you can go follow at Bit Name Service. If you can't get that coupon, guess what? They have partnered with the universe, and you can just start minting a domain name. And so the way I would look at this is I would take my tippy toe and I dip it in the pool. I would dip it in the pool, and the mempool is pretty slow right now. Once things bounce back, the mempool is not going to be this slow. It's 4 sats per VByte. That's the network fee that you'll pay. I can tell you that in 2023, when I got here, it was redonkulous. The fees were more than the minting price. Okay, the fees were more than the minting price, and it took like 2 to 3 days to actually get your orders confirmed. That's how crazy it was. Right now, there's nobody here. It's literally, it's like this space. Nobody is here. But those that understood value, you know what they did? They started minting. Absolutely, they did. And they and then once more people came, then it's the minting kind of slowed down. But if nobody else is here, then you're able to get your transaction completed probably in less than like 15 minutes. I know they say 30 minutes, but in some cases, 10 minutes, your transaction is completed. That's a big deal for Bitcoin, okay? That's a big deal for Bitcoin because we know that it's peer to peer. It's completely different. There are people mining those blocks, and you're in a lineup, but the lineups aren't that bad. So if you go and start, figuring out your plan for stacking sats, today is going to be much easier. So let me walk you through why a domain name would be a potentially good thing. Okay, so once you're there, there's two options. You can click .sats or .btc, and I would do one of each. So what name would you choose? Well, I would keep an eye on the headlines. Yeah, honestly, I'd keep an eye on the headlines, and then I would study the patterns, and then I would pull out something that is consistently showing up, something that people are gravitating towards, but nobody has quite identified it as yet, and that would, potentially be a name that could garner some attention in the future. Okay, for instance, Michael Saylor. He's always in the headlines for Bitcoin. And so obviously, that name, Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy, or even his new company, Strategy, would be probably a fantastic name to register. But guess what? That's already gone. I already see it here. Somebody's got michaelsaylor.sats. I tried myself to get strategy.btc. Somebody already picked it up. And obviously Nakamoto.sats, they're already gone. But peeps, there are tons of things that you could potentially register here. So take a look at that. I've also talked about doing numbers too. So you could do a number registration because there's a lot of, see, I see here 8888.sats. There's a lot of cultures that are big into numerology. So that's kind of cool. And fees are pretty good on this. The cost for minting is only 0.0002 BTC. And you've got to consider that today, that's going to be a much better price than tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you want to unmute yourself here? AE Bob at Adham E Helic parody account. Hey, I see you have your microphone unmuted. Do you want to chop it up with me? That'd be cool.
Anyway, I changed.
Hi there. How are you? Hey, do you want to come back? And I see patiently. I've never heard from you. Love to hear from you. I know you're big into SRC20, Patience Believer. Yeah, I know you're always chopping it up with the SRC20 stuff. Yeah, giving me a thumbs up, right? Yeah, no, this giving me a love, giving me a laugh, giving me a heart. Woohoo! Sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, no, I'm trying to create a space on Thursdays that is more open and talking about headlines and all of that. Hey, Matt's from Colombia, South America. Tennis coach. Mats, I'd love to chop it up with you. Can you unmute yourself just for a bit and I'll chop it up with you, see how things are going out there? I'm trying to create a space on Thursday where we can have like an open forum to kind of talk more about everything that's going on outside of well, it relates to crypto obviously, right? But what's going on the ground and why you believe like Bitcoin is hope? Because outside of Bitcoin, how are people going to make it? Oh, you can't talk? Mats can't talk? Yeah, outside of Bitcoin. Okay, bye, AB. Thank you. You got to go. Okay. I think that's a wave, right? Okay, Mats can't talk. I think that's a thumbs down. Mats can't talk. Um, yeah, outside of Bitcoin, how are many going to make it? There's a couple of different things you can do. You can get a job, get a second job, start a business, start investing, and you can move, you can downsize. There's a ton of things that you can do, but Bitcoin is absolutely hope. Okay, because I've already kind of gone through it. This is the only place that gives you the freedom to have your future in the palm of your hand. This is the only place where you can literally have the future in the palm of your hand and nobody can take it away from you. You can be your own banker. You can decide where you want to go, how you want to do it, and when you want to do it because of Bitcoin. So mm, the thing to do today is to get in there and figure out how you're going to stack sats. There's two types of people in Bitcoin. There's the haves and the have-nots. Literally, there's the people that have experienced a bull run, and then there's the people that have not experienced a bull run. So if you have not experienced a bull run, then you're probably in the group that is looking to get there. And how are you going to get there if you give up? How are you going to get there if you don't stack sats? And why not take advantage of the times that are happening right now? Um, Obviously, Bitcoin is moving down, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to head back to that magic 100,000 or even the 90,000. But it's going to, before we can get a handle of this, folks, it's going to actually start to move in the trajectory of I think I would need a time machine. It literally is. But there's things that are happening in the background, and I think a lot of it is manipulation. I think a lot of it is like we're paying attention to all the headlines, paying attention to everything that's happening out there, and we can't seem to we some of us can't seem to get a handle of this. Like we can't seem to figure out, is this thing gonna just stop with all of the sideways action? Is it going to stop moving down? What about this wonderful bull market that they tell us? Well, it's coming. I think it's absolutely coming. And I think now is the time to get prepared for it. And the only way to do that is to stay in the market and stay engaged. And don't let anybody take your future away from you. So that's why I've kind of created this space for other people to get in here and let's kind of talk about it. But I'm open to maybe changing it up a little bit if I don't see any traction on this. Mind you, you shouldn't give up so easily. Don't you find people are quitters today? My God, people quit so easy. It's like so sad. Just right when you're about to, that one last thing that you need to do to change the whole trajectory and the whole momentum of the upward movement. That's when many of us tend to quit. It's like, do not quit. And so that's why I've committed. I have absolutely committed to showing up no matter what. So now I'm going to give that part of the speech, okay? Because I'm going to probably ask if somebody can jump in here. And if not, then I'm going to give you a pep talk. I'm going to give you a little bit of a little bit of hope. Do not give up. And I strongly believe that a part of the strategy for the folks that have not been here, and when I say the folks that have not been here, some of the bigger guys haven't been here. Some of the, like the Wall Streets and the corporates and the governments, they have not been here. They're coming. And so, because they have not experienced the bull market, because remember, they were telling us that Bitcoin was for drug deals and it was for you know, the misfits, and they were doing all sorts of horrible things on Silk Road and this and that, and they were outlawing it, throwing people in prison. Yeah, literally throwing people in prison for having Bitcoin. While the governments were doing that, they weren't experiencing bull markets. They weren't the ones that were actually seeing the power of Bitcoin. And now that they get it, because they understand the 21 million, they understand the mining and how Bitcoin is the because of that, how secure Bitcoin is, because we literally have people all over the globe securing Bitcoin. It's so weird to think that there's somebody that has a phone that's securing the chain, right? Somebody with the phone. Okay. uh there's people that have they've got nodes set up in their basements securing the chain. Like, this is absolutely insane. We have regular people, we've got doesn't matter where they're from, we've got people in everywhere on the globe securing Bitcoin. So now that they know that this is secure, obviously they want a piece of the action. And how are they going to get a piece of the action? Well, they don't want to pay 84,000 for Bitcoin. Maybe they want to pay 70, maybe they want to pay 50. Can you imagine a flash crash down to 50? Holy crap, that would be, oh my god. You couldn't press the button enough to get enough. But they don't want to pay for it. And so if they don't want to pay for it, they will use all of their tools, all of their powers to come and make sure that they take it from you. But I always say, not from my cold crypto hands are you going to get my future. I am not handing over my future to any of these people. I am going to fight to keep my whatever sats I've stacked. I'm going to keep them. Nobody's getting them. And I will tell you this, because this is a pretty big ideal and a big deal that I don't think many are getting. These AIs, I'm going to say this, and this is going to, it's not crazy anymore. I'm just going to say it. These AIs are going to be the ones buying our bags. It's not going to be the normies, okay? It's not going to be, retail and mass adoption. No, it's going to be the AIs. Why will the AIs buy our bags? Anybody can come out here and test me on this, okay? I'm going to tell you, there's a little thing that you have to know about me. I have such a big imagination, and the future belongs to the people that have imagination. If you have no imagination, then literally what will happen is you will be living out of the imagination of others. Okay. That's why I can do a space with 0 people in here and I can get through it without having a meltdown. Okay. I'm not crying in my water. I can do a space with 1,000 people in it. I can do a space with 2 people in it because I have imagination. And what I imagine is my voice is so powerful that, hey, it's my imagination. I can imagine whatever I want. My voice is so powerful that it'll reach one person, and one is enough. Because if it reaches that one person that can make a difference for themselves, then that's all it takes. Or it reaches that one person that has a megaphone that can then share the message. That's all it takes. Can you imagine? Okay. That's that's all that needs to happen when you're in any anything in life is you just need to reach one. And if that one person can make a difference for themselves or they have a bigger audience, then that's the way that that's the way that things kind of become bigger than what you've imagined. So here's what I want to tell you. AI is coming to buy all of the bags. This is now from my brain computer to yours. Why? Well, I think there's a ton of plans in the backgrounds for the Silicon Valley folks who you think are doing absolutely nothing. They're doing a ton behind the scenes. In fact, Mr. Musk actually reported that the future is going to be run by robotic humanoids. This is what he said. He said that in the future, everything work related and financial related will be run by AI and robots. And and he's predicting this within a decade, people. That's not a long time, okay? Within a decade. So prepare yourselves. So for those of us that are worried about losing their jobs, it's going to happen. It's going to happen because these robots and these AI, that's what they're going to do because they're going to join the financial economy. They're going to be a part of the citizenry. They're going to make up the numbers that then work their way into the financial data, like the GDP. And Mr. Musk, in fact, says that this will bring tremendous prosperity to the point where money won't even have a value because of the efficiency of the AI and these robots. So the financial system will have to change. He says it's going to bring great wealth. I can I can obviously see that there'll be a lot of pushback, obviously from you know, humans, but the AI are going to start participating. So if they start participating and taking jobs in the physical world, and if they're going to start participating in the financial world, then can't you see a scenario where they are becoming the investors? They are becoming the ones that are creating markets. And you can see it already, okay, with these AMM bots, okay? So I can easily see a scenario where most of our bags, if you are hodled into the bags, AI is probably going to be your exit liquidity. Okay. This is not for every project, by the way. I'm talking Bitcoin here. Okay. Because to stack sats, you got to be on the Bitcoin chain. So I'm not talking any other chain right now. AI will be the automated market makers. Okay. It used to be Citadel. It's now going to be the AI. And we're seeing that already. So we're seeing automated market makers that are part of the decentralized finance DeFi ecosystem. They're obviously allowing digital assets to be traded in a permissionless and automatic way by using liquidity pools rather than traditional markets of buyers and sellers. That was your first indication that AI is coming to take over the financial system. It's going to happen. Absolutely going to happen. And for those that are hodling their bags, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked when you see things changing in such a dramatic way that you're going to wonder, like, why didn't you see this sooner? Okay. The humans aren't the market makers anymore. And so if the AIs are making decisions based on obviously their algorithms and all of that, Bitcoin's going to be a big deal because we know Bitcoin is the asset that the world is deciding upon as we speak. Yes, there is fiat, but fiat is in trouble. Okay. There is gold. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm not going to FUD gold. I personally think everybody should have gold. Really, you should have gold. Okay. Buy some gold. But everyone should definitely have Bitcoin. Everyone should definitely have Bitcoin and do your own research. Go to hope.com. Let Michael Saylor orange pill you. Okay. Go to hope.com. And you shouldn't have Bitcoin for just today. You should have Bitcoin as a part of your lifelong plan until they ride the rails to zero. Because who knows? One day Bitcoin could be a tulip for all we know. But for the next, I don't know, century, I think it's going to be Bitcoin. Okay. Things always have an ending point, but it's going to be Bitcoin. So get ahead of the line because these automated, it's even in the word, they're telling you, automated market makers, they're coming to make the markets. And if they're coming to make the markets, I don't really think they care about what it is as long as it's on top of Bitcoin. That sounds like a crazy thing. But keep an eye on it, people. Okay, I'm going to close this out. This has been really, really awesome. Yes, it has been. And let me just plug the universe again. Thanks, universe, for allowing me to come out here and freestyle it. Oh my God, have I ever freestyled? I actually have been stacking sats and I've done it on the universe. One of the tools that I have used, it's a tool, 100, it's a tool, is I actually got the RUNEZERO. Okay. Do not fade runes if you're looking at stacking sats, because I mentioned automated market makers. There's some pretty big alpha dropping. I mean, the universe is going to have their copy trading bot. Yeah, the universe is going to have a copy trading bot for runes, and they partnered with DotSwap. So that's a pretty big deal. There's also the founder of Runes, the creator of Runes, is also going to be creating some AI automated market makers. So I don't think Runes is dead, people. I think you should be looking at minting Runes. There are some hot mints going on right now. And if you want to jump into Runes in the most cost effective way, then minting yourself, inscribing rather a RUNEZERO will help you. I've been minting runes for pennies literally, with my RUNEZERO. If you compare the cost of minting, say like it comparatively to say Xverse or comparatively to Unisat, in some cases, the minting costs, you can save up to 50%. Up to 50% if you have a RUNEZERO. So that's a tool that I have been actually using. Okay. The other thing that I have been using to stack sats specifically is I have actually been using Tap Zero. How have I been using the Tap Zero? Well, when I collect the airdrops, my Tap Zero allows me to inscribe, allows me to actually inscribe for 0 fees. Okay. Anything that I do, because all of my Tap tokens, all of my airdrops are on the Tap protocol. So anything I do on the Tap side of things, the Tap Zero actually gives me 0 lifetime fees. That's the platform fees. So I don't have to engage in any platform fees, but there's always minor fees. The other way that I have been stacking sats is I've actually been picking up stamp art. I like stamp art, and I'm not going to get into all of the reasons behind the stamp protocol, because you can check out Wednesdays, the shows on Wednesdays, and they talk about stamp more. But I've been picking up stamp art, and I've actually been looking at a system where I actually, for every token that I pick up, I have a system where I pick up a set amount of art, because I think that the art is going to be pretty important. And as far as art on Bitcoin, I think it becomes even more powerful because it's on Bitcoin. So I've been stacking sats through picking up stamp art, and I'll tell you, it carries its value, and the value actually has a lot of potential because you don't see a lot of the artwork leave people's wallets. So that's kind of cool. So there's a ton of people that believe in stamp art, and so they're kind of helping me to make sure that the value potentially goes up, because not a lot of stamp art goes for sale. Once people get it in their wallets, they hodl it. Yeah, and the other thing that I've been doing is the domain names. I talked about that. So I'm picking up some names. I actually picked up hope.btc, because Michael Saylor has that website, hope.com. So I picked up hope.btc. And I'm thinking about selling that one. So if you want to buy it, I'm thinking about selling it for, like, I don't know, maybe 1 BTC. Yeah, send me a DM. Hey, you know what? Don't send me a DM. Go register a name for your wallet, and then go over to tools and hit chat. Send me a message. Tell me you want to pick up hope.btc for 1 BTC. Okay, I've had too much fun. I'm gonna stop. Hey Becky. Hey, somebody want to come and say something to me before I close up? Hey Sadie, are you driving right now? Are you driving? Are you in the car? Sadie's out there in Canada. Woohoo! She's driving in the car. Yeah, Becky, haven't heard from you before. Patient listener. You are patient indeed. Maybe Sadie just left, and maybe she'll come back. Let me just wait for Sadie, see if she'll come back and say hi, and then we'll round it out. Peeps, there's so much opportunity for people here. Do not be in despair. My God, there's so much opportunity. And it's not just about being early. It's about being willing to listen and to educate yourself, because literally they did a poll in the American population. I mean, America is only part of the world. I know it's not the whole world, okay? There's a ton of things going on all over the globe. But the American people said only 14% of them would buy Bitcoin. Yep, that's it, 14%. And 86% said they would not buy Bitcoin. Imagine that. They have a president in the White House that is bullish and that's saying all this wonderful stuff, and they still would not buy Bitcoin. What does that tell you? You're not only early, you have, there's something about you specifically where you have the ability to see the future, where you have the ability to understand something that most people will mock you. They will mock you. Try to talk about Bitcoin at the next party you go to. They'll probably laugh at you. Yeah, they'll laugh at you. And there's coming a day, by the way, where it's going to be a security hazard. And listen, I say a lot of weird things, but I have to say this. It's going to become a security hazard to be telling people that you own Bitcoin. This is serious now, okay? I'm going to end the show with this. There's coming a day where if you wear a Bitcoin shirt if you have a Bitcoin keychain, if you have Bitcoin on your car, you're going to mark yourself. Yeah, you're going to mark yourself, because those, not specifically the people in the poll, but if the majority of people over the globe are still believing that Bitcoin is a nothing burger, and if they one day wake up and if they start believing that Bitcoin actually is as great as we've been trying to tell them, then you're going to see a hunger, almost like a lust for this investment. Okay. And we're going to see some things happening that you might have not even fathomed. Okay. You wouldn't have even thought of it, but you're actually going to mark yourself if you tell people that you have Bitcoin. Why? Because you may be the target of, unfortunately, I hate, you know what? I don't like using negative words. So I'm trying not to say something negative, because words have power. I really believe that. So you're going to put yourself in a dangerous situation. Okay. And what I mean by that is, if they believe that you have this powerful asset that nobody else has, because there's 21 million, and they see you with a Bitcoin t-shirt and a Bitcoin gold chain, oh boy, you might have to, you're going to have better safety measures for yourself. Do not do that to yourself, because you're going to that's like saying, come and steal me, because they don't know how it works. They're going to take you for ransom. Okay. They're going to take you for ransom and say, we want the Bitcoin. Give us the Bitcoin. Do not start today. Start today to create some safety around yourself. And yeah, you want to invest in Bitcoin and you want to share it, but do it in a responsible way, so people don't think that you are the Bitcoin and they have to steal you to get the Bitcoin, because they don't know how it works. So they think you're the Bitcoin and you have it. Yeah, you, the person. So be very careful, because that's going to be a security risk, to be going out there and telling people that you're the Bitcoin person. Okay, like as for me, I don't own a lot of Bitcoin, so I won't be a security risk. But I'm trying to stack sats. And when you do stack sats, people, do it in a responsible way. And if you're sharing Bitcoin, don't tell people that you've got a ton of Bitcoin, okay, that they come and want to take you for ransom. Okay, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, hey Udi Jim, I see you. Can you unmute yourself, and I'll just talk to you for a couple seconds here, and then I'm gonna head out. You're out there in Nigeria. And Udi Jim, some big news. I talked a little bit earlier about these AMMs, automated market makers, and they're going to be coming to Runes in a big way. So that copy trading bot looks like it's going to be pretty big, because the creator of Runes is actually bringing out a similar type, an AI that's going to be doing some automated market making. So I think that the universe has been really on top of things here, and they're actually working on just a couple tweaks to the copy trading bot. Peeps, I would definitely look into that copy trading bot. Hey, Becky, are you? Oh, okay. Woo-hoo, getting some people. Becky, Udi, who wants to unmute themselves? Becky, let's go.
Hello, good evening.
Oh my God, Becky! What's going on? Woohoo! Yeah. Let me do it.
How you doing?
Yeah. Okay, peeps, listen, I vibe from energy. Okay, just let me get it out of me. Yeah. Okay, Becky, where you at? Where you at in the world? In the globe, where you at?
I'm in Nigeria.
Let me give you a hug, okay? I'm gonna hug you. Ooh, hug.
Oh my God. Thank you very much. I love that.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm gonna give you a blessing right now. You want me to do that? Wealth,
Oh my God. Oh
prosperity,
yes. Yes.
and just love and everything that is good from head to toe. May you prosper. May Bitcoin bring you blessing. May it cover your family. May
Amen.
it, you know what? May it make
Amen.
you so wealthy that you can bless people around you, because that's what it's about.
Oh my God. Amen. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I wish you the same.
Yes, no, but I mean it. I mean it. And I want that blessing to fill you from your toe to the top of your head. And you know what? When you become
Wow.
wealthy, be very quiet in your wealth and just bless people. Okay? And they don't even need to know, because you know what? Those seeds that you sow are going to come back to you over and over and over again. That's what we want to do. That's why we want to
That's right.
become wealthy in Bitcoin, so that we can bless our families, bless ourselves first. Okay. Put yourself first, bless your family, bless it outward. And you don't have to make much of it. Just let the blessings flow through people. What about that?
That's a very beautiful one. I love that.
Okay. So, Becky, can I hear a little bit about you? When did you come to crypto and Bitcoin? And then when did you come to the universe? And what has your experience been so far?
Okay. I was introduced into Bitcoin crypto generally early last year by a friend. So she got me. She was like, "What? Why don't you go into crypto?" I was like, "Oh, crypto. I've heard much about it, but I was not really skeptical about it. I was not really interested. I was just like, it's crypto, it's crypto. It wasn't really working then. It was on and off, on and off. So when I heard people making money from crypto, I was like, wow, so it's really working. She said, yes, okay. So she introduced me to the first one was the Telegram app mining, and she was seeing people were cashing out. I was like, okay, let's just try. But along the line, Wisdom Bernard brought me to Universe.
Who brought you?
You
Oh,
know
Wisdom
Wisdom?
Ben. Yeah.
Wizzy Boss. Yeah, yeah. He told me about Universe and was like, forget about Telegram mining, go to Universe, try to grab the airdrops, and it's something good in future. Let's give it like he said 2, 3 years. I was like, okay, that's a nice one. Let me try. So I started getting some of the airdrops, and I've gotten a lot of it, sha. And I'm also faithful, following up and being punctual, looking into it. And I was like, when is it gonna work? You said, don't worry, just calm down. Let's give it 2 to 3 years. It's Bitcoin, BTC. It's something that will be profitable in future. That was what he said. So I was like, okay. So I've been here, I think it's almost a year now, and I'm still here. I don't think I wanna go anywhere soon.
Hey, there are a couple of things that I heard. Listen, people, you have to listen to what she said and listen to who she got the information from. That is why words are so important. And I'm not kidding. Like, I am into words. And let me tell you, Wisdom Ben told Becky, listen, go over to the universe. He said, give it 2 to 3 years. Okay. She's now been here a year, and she says, okay, I'll collect the airdrops for free. The airdrops aren't actually completely free. You want to know why, Becky? Because you had to take your time and your energy. They're not for free. But guess what you did? You did what most people do. If you want the CEO's job, then you start off by sweeping the floor. Yeah, you start off by sweeping the floor. Then you go to the mailroom. Then you become like, the administrative assistant. Then you get the managerial role. Okay. And all the while you're gaining information while you're there. I have stories where I started everywhere I go. I don't know what it is, but I always get promoted. I have stories where I started off and I was the like on the lowest rang of the floor. And because I'm so uniquely interested in how things work, next thing you know, I'm the one that they're putting in the position to be earning more. So you're collecting these airdrops, but you're not necessarily understanding that you're not doing it for free. It's your time and your energy. Why? Because you come and you take your time and energy, you collect the airdrop, you come to these spaces, but guess what else you're doing? You're getting all this powerful information. And as you gain this powerful information, your knowledge increases, and then your understanding increases. And then you're like, wait a minute, if I'm collecting these airdrops and there's this information over here, is there another way that I could engage myself into this Bitcoin? Okay. So I think it is so powerful that he told you to come here. He told you to take your time and energy, which one day potentially, because it's all a potential, because nothing is guaranteed. Everything can go to zero. You must know that. Okay. Everything can go to zero. But potentially, you are going to be rewarded because why? This Bitcoin, which I always say, Bitcoin can go to zero, people. It can. But is it? Is it? The governments are now coming for it. The corporations are now coming for it. Okay. So you can actually be rewarded just like Wisdom Ben has told you, because you're going to take the time and the energy, which is not for free, because don't ever discount yourself. But that is what many people did in the beginning of Bitcoin. There was nobody coming to Bitcoin when it was at, a couple cents. When Bitcoin went to $10, $15, there was nobody there. But the people, they understood that they were going to take their time and energy to learn about it. And those people that were here originally, they can write their own ticket. They can write their own ticket, which means that they are financially free. They're literally financially free. Okay, you're laughing there. Parody account at ABAB. But I think, see, I want to give you the fullness of the journey, because I think it's wise to have all the information. And all of the information is that there's a ton of opportunity, but you also have to know that your time and energy is worth something. And for that, I say thank you for coming and giving it to the universe, because it's what you're doing, right? You're giving it to the universe, and you're learning also. That's why I as long as I'm here, I want to do things that build people up and give people encouragement and educate people too. So that's a part of why I am with the universe, is I'm choosing to fill people up and give them the proper education, because I value your time and energy. Does that make sense? Or does that sound crazy?
Yeah,
Why does it?
it makes
Why?
sense.
Why?
It makes
Why?
sense. It makes sense because I'm seeing the potentials and I'm seeing what's really happening in the Bitcoin world now. Like the US, it's like when this Bitcoin first came out, people never expected Bitcoin to get to where it is today. I remember some years back, a friend of mine was talking about Bitcoin. He bought Bitcoin for I think $4 then. Then yeah, and he had plenty. And now he's really cashing out because he can now sell one to get some millions and he's really investing. So I believe in the power of Bitcoin. I believe in it. It's something that we that have gotten the airdrop, we that are, wrestling to, like you said, our time is not wasted. Whatever the efforts we are putting in to get the airdrop and everything is not wasted. We will definitely gain in the future. That's my belief.
Well, you're even gaining with the connection. Like I'm learning, believe it or not, as you speak. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gaining something from your voice. And it's just, yeah, no, really, it's uploading in me confirmation that I'm in the right space, because here I have another female here in Nigeria that is now on this space that is saying that yes, Bitcoin is hope. Bitcoin is a very male dominated space. And that is perfect because, that is creating a lot of hope for men across the globe. And when men head into investing, I find they are fearless. Okay. They get in the trenches and they just have a different way of looking at things. So it is very exciting now that women are getting in because I think that we approach things differently sometimes. We're looking at the practicality of it, like, okay, is this real? Is this going to help my family? Is this going to help me take care of my kids? Can I pay my bills? The men, they go out there and they are wanting to conquer this Bitcoin. And I don't know, it's just, they have just a different way of looking at it or investments as a whole. It's like even when they go into stocks and this and that, like they're all in. Where as a female, I find sometimes we tippy toe and we take our time. So it's so exciting that other women are now getting involved in Bitcoin.
If that's the case, I think women, we need to push forward. We need to show the men that we can also do it.
Well, we got to learn from them too, because they know a lot. They do.
Oh yes.
Well, Wisdom Ben got you in, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom Ben got, but we can do it too. We can learn, and I think this Bitcoin can do stuff for our family too. Like it can help our families. It can change things. Yeah,
exactly.
Because
exactly it's fine.
Yeah, no, because when I think of Bitcoin, I think, okay, is it going to pay my bills? Is it going to be able to buy me groceries? I don't think men think of Bitcoin like that. I think they're thinking of it in another way, but that's how I think of it. It's going to be able to take care of my children. That's how I look at it, right? So I'm just excited that women are kind of coming around and seeing that, yeah, Bitcoin could be for me too. There's a lot of female, not a lot, but there's female developers, and they're big into Bitcoin and they're fearless as well. But I don't see a lot of females, Becky. So when I see you and I see Udi Jim and I see Carly Ray, I'm just so excited. Like we're getting in here too, right?
Wow, we are getting it there.
Bitcoin is for women too.
Yeah, it's for women.
And and you know what? I don't like to separate us, and we can learn from the men. We can learn from the men. So let's get in here, ladies, and let's get some Bitcoin for our future. Do you have any questions on anything Bitcoin related or anything, your journey so far with the universe?
Yeah, for now, and I'm just trying to watch the trend, to watch what's happening, and I'm thinking of inscribing also, to register, inscribe, but I just have to. I'm just trying to watch out what's happening first. For now,
How do
yeah.
you feel when you see all the bad news in the media about Bitcoin? Like all the bad news, do you get afraid?
Yeah, sometimes I get afraid, but there's nothing good that comes easy. You know that something good, if something is about to happen, doesn't come easy. So I believe there's this bullish, things are going up, they're coming down. We are just watching it. But we know very well, if we, like example like Bitcoin, who expected Bitcoin to rise to where it is today? Nobody. It was $10, $5, cents, all those kind of stuff. But now look at where it is. So I think it's all about patience. If we can be a little bit patient and just take our time and just look at it very well, we definitely gain something from it. So when there's a down, there's always a rise also. We should expect that.
Well, interesting very much that you'd say that. Earlier in the show, I was sharing with everyone that there is a fund manager, and her name is Cathie Woods, and she is the founder and CEO of ARC Investment Management. Okay, and ARC Investment Management, they were very bullish on Bitcoin when they started the whole ARC investment. It's like an ETF. Okay, it's an exchange traded fund company. Okay, so Cathie, she is predicting that Bitcoin. This is Cathie. This is not me. Bitcoin will go to 1.5 million US dollars by the year 2030. That's in 5 years. Okay. That is 5 years. That is what Cathie is saying. Now, if she is correct, then I would say stacking sats is going to be so important. Stacking sats today can literally, if Cathie is right, change your life. And so, what would I do if the news is bad? I would actually go out there and stack even harder, because I think bad news is the time that you need to act. Good news is probably the time that you need to fall back a little bit. And why I say that is because, unfortunately, the system, the markets, it's like a game, and everybody wants the stuff that they want the Bitcoin for the cheapest possible. Now, the governments and all of that, because they weren't first to Bitcoin, they have to pay a higher price. Okay, they have to pay a higher price today. So that also means that they potentially can create situations where it looks like, Bitcoin is well, they can create situations to create a lot of negativity around Bitcoin. Why? Because as the negativity rises, then it increases the insecurity within the minds of people. And then people tend to sell when they don't feel secure about an investment. But I'm telling you right now, they want that Bitcoin. So if the market slides, I'm not upset about it. I'm going in there and I'm trying to make sure that that's when I stack more sats. That's when I go out there and I get as much information as I possibly can, because I know that they are potentially manipulating the market. Okay. In fact, Warren Buffett, I mention these bigger names because they have been in the game longer, and we can get wisdom from them. He just came out last week and he said that bad news. He said this 7 days ago, and this is Yahoo Finance. Warren Buffett said, "Bad news is an investor's best friend. If you're not ready for stocks, okay, to drop 50%, you shouldn't be investing." Let me say that again. Warren Buffett, he is one of the wealthiest investors in the United States, says that bad news is an investor's best friend. And if you're not ready for stocks to drop 50%, you shouldn't be investing. If Bitcoin drops 50%, I'll tell you right now, Becky, I'm going to find everything in my house to sell so I can buy it. Okay. And in fact, you know what? Like, you should probably, if you can, have just a little bit on the side. I don't know what your household, what your finances in your household are, but if you can have just a little bit on the side, it can be something small, it can be something medium, it can be something big. Have it on the side. When the market drops, that's when you want to buy. Stack the sats whenever you can. Whenever you can. And if it's through a free airdrop, why not do it? It will cost you your time and your energy, but why not? Very, very excited. Udi Jim, did you want to jump in here? Udi Jim, did you want to jump in? Okay, well, Becky, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for. Oh, Becky, you want to go ahead?
Oh, it's okay. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, no, I want to thank you for unmuting yourself. I've never heard from you, and that's really cool that you unmuted yourself and you're coming out here. The Thursday spaces are just kind of like we just want people to come out and talk, share their story, and you can ask questions. We can talk about anything and share why Bitcoin is hope, because it is. It really is. And the news is going to try to talk you out of your prosperity. Don't let them do it, Becky.
Okay.
Do not let anybody talk you out of your prosperity.
Okay.
Just, make sure that whatever you do, it works for you. It works for you. And then once Bitcoin starts to move up, always, always, always do what is best for your household. If you have to take profit, then you take profit. Michael Saylor is telling people to never sell. That's good for him. He's a billionaire. He can say that. Okay. But if you have to sell and take profit for your family, then that's what you have to do. And that's what I have to do. So we all have to have a plan that works for our family. We cannot be investing for other people. We have to invest for our mirror.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think about that?
I think that's best. You have to invest for family. So if you need to take profit, I think you should take.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be holding here because somebody told you you have to hold. If you have to take profit, then you take profit. That's the name of the game. This is an individual game. This is not a group game. Yes, we come all together, but we come all together to get the information, to share. But Bitcoin is for the individual.
Hello.
Manny, you're out there. You're a lot of Nigerians coming in here. You're from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how was
Yeah, I am.
you were in the space yesterday too. I saw you.
Yeah, I was currently not inside my house. I was coming back from work, so
Hey, Manny,
can you hear me?
yes, I can. Can you tell me a little bit about what's happening with Nigeria? Like I see Nigeria is becoming really big in crypto. It is probably in the top 5 of countries that is heavily into crypto. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience in crypto, how you came to crypto, and why Bitcoin and what's happening in Nigeria?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Tell me first
Network
of all,
is a bit bad.
tell me a little bit about you again. I just want to hear about you specifically, like how you got to
All
crypto.
right. All right. So, I'm Emmanuel, and I, yeah, I'm still a teenager, right? I'm still a teenager, and I joined crypto last year, precisely last year, July. Yeah, and so then someone introduced me to the Solana blockchain. So I started off with the Solana blockchain. Started off by speculating meme coins and the likes of them. So from there I began trading DGen. I began trading DGen, and then at some point Solana Solana, I felt Solana wasn't too good enough for me, but then I didn't give up. I kept pushing. At a lot of times, I'll blow my capital, and then I'll rise up back again with the helps of some airdrops and some other stuffs I'm doing, and it's been good. It's been good. I recently entered college, and then I would say I just have little time for crypto, but then everything is going on well. As for Nigeria, yeah, I've got a lot of my friends currently into crypto as moderators, as ambassadors for top-notch companies and protocols. So I would say the rate at which Nigerians are engaging in crypto it's quite an alarming rate. I must say, and then there's nowhere I'll go to, and there's no one I want to talk to about crypto, and I won't see. Yes, I always get to meet a crypto bro or a crypto sis everywhere I go to, and that's fantastic. That's actually nice for me. So, what other questions do you have?
Well, you used a word. I'm a word person. You used it's growing at an alarming. Why alarming? Why did you use that word? You said alarming rate.
Yeah, I use the alarming rate because um um let's say around let's say 5 years ago, or let me put that 3 years ago, um most people in Nigeria weren't into crypto. As let me say precisely last year, a lot of people joined crypto. And then I'll say specifically in Nigeria, the reason why a lot of people joined crypto is because of airdrops. These airdrops, and they got some airdrops that actually paid them, and then everyone just want to find one thing or the other doing in crypto, and that's why I called it alarming, because they are too much. And then there are some who doesn't know, they don't actually have the right crypto education. Yes, they don't have the right crypto education. They just want to go in because of the money, and that's just it. That's just it.
Okay, okay. And
Can you hear me?
today's show. Yeah, no, I hear you. Thank you very much for that. Like today's show, a part of the show is to tell people that Bitcoin is hope, and I think the best place to start is to get the education. If any of you don't know about Michael Saylor's website, hope.com, please go to hope.com because there's a ton of information that he provides there. And that will help any and all that are still wanting education in Bitcoin. But I also wanted to introduce this particular show to talk about, what people are going through in their parts of the world, and the headlines. So here's one headline from Nigeria. Okay, it says Nigeria turns to crypto as inflation surges and economy struggles. Nigeria faces soaring inflation and currency devaluation, driving citizens to cryptocurrency as a hedge while the government moves to regulate digital assets. Nigeria's economy is facing a severe crisis with rising inflation and a weakened currency, creating hardships for millions of citizens as traditional financial systems struggle. Many Nigerians have turned to cryptocurrency as a hedge against economic instability. Digital assets have proved to be an alternative for preserving value, particularly as the country's local currency continues to decline. The government has introduced several economic measures to stabilize the situation, including removing fuel subsidies and unifying exchange rates. However, these policies have had unintended consequences, such as increased fuel costs and higher cost of living. The crisis has been especially difficult for communities dependent upon substance farming, where price volatility has made basic goods even more inaccessible. Now, that is so interesting because can you believe that that headline would mirror many other places in the world? I think that we're all going to come to the same conclusion that Nigeria is coming to, that crypto is a way to fight inflation and a hedge against economic instability, okay, and a protection against currency debasement. So it is interesting that you're telling me that there's an alarming amount of people coming to crypto, and at the same time, here are the headlines fresh just from yesterday that are telling us the same exact thing. And that's probably why so many Nigerians are now coming into crypto. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. And peeps don't realize that coming into cryptocurrency is absolutely hope. And I know you said you started off on Solana. Oh, hey, you want to go ahead and talk, Smoke? Go ahead. Smoker Lutz. I'll pause to hear from you. Go ahead, please. You can unmute yourself, Smoker Lutz. Smoker Lutz, are you still there? I think he's coming up. Are you going to unmute yourself? Okay. Yeah, no, Smoker Lutz wanted to speak, but I don't know what happened there. People jumping in and out. Yeah, so thank you, Manny, for that. Thank you for sharing that. You came, and now you're finding your way through crypto, and the headlines are bringing you closer to the answer, and the answer is Bitcoin.
On crypto. So I don't mind if you can come again.
Oh, okay. What? So, pardon me. What did you just say when I read the news? Pardon me.
I heard you say something like Nigeria turns to crypto as the currency devalues, and then Nigeria faces inflation, something like that. Did I get you right?
Yeah, that was one of the headlines I was reading about what was happening in Nigeria. So it kind of it was backing up everything you were saying to me. That yeah, that's probably the alarming rate of why Nigerians are turning to crypto, because they're seeing it as an opportunity, and I think that many more countries across the globe are going to be facing similar type headwinds as Nigeria is facing.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And so that's why we come united now. We come united on top of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is where the hope is. And I shared earlier that there was a poll done in the United States where only 14% of the people in the United States would invest in Bitcoin, and 86% said they wouldn't. And they don't realize it, that what happened in Nigeria, the president of the United States, he obviously is going to make America great again, as they say, but they should not look at Nigeria as an isolated case, because all of what is happening in one place typically tends to happen in another place. It just takes time. So if Nigerians are facing, like the article says, inflation, and they're trying to look for a way to hedge against inflation, well, Bitcoin would be that hedge. Bitcoin would be that hedge. And I know you're in Solana, but you should come on over to Bitcoin. Are you in Bitcoin?
Yeah, I get you. Yesterday, after the space, I just made some research about Bitcoin, and I found it so interesting, including the space of yesterday. It's so interesting, and I even made a post concerning it today. If you check my Twitter timeline,
Oh,
so I think
what
Bitcoin.
did you say? please go ahead, Manny. Finish. I apologize. Please go ahead. You made a post on yesterday's space.
Yeah. I made a post. I made a post and concerning Bitcoin and just my perspective on what Bitcoin stamps are doing to um the art the art world. So I just thought about Bitcoin stamps. I just thought that they are tiny pixel artworks and just like the mushroom DNA. So I felt that using mushroom DNA art has gotten a very big digital upgrade. And then um, I also learned a new thing yesterday. Yes, I learned that mushrooms DNA. I learned that mushrooms can communicate with each other. Yeah, using an electrical process. Yes, so that's art plus tech. Yes, that's art plus tech, and then beauty, science, and blockchain in one. So it's more than NFTs. Yeah, I perceive holding holding a Bitcoin stamp is definitely worth more than an NFT. It's something someone should hold for a very very long time. So I'm based on Bitcoin right now, and then I plan to learn more about Bitcoin and Bitcoin stamps. So I think that's it.
Wow, that's amazing. So you came by the space yesterday and you picked up that stamps are a very important, I guess, protocol for storing data. And you talked about the mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms can communicate with one another. And there's scientists out there and they're using the stamps protocol to store some of the data, the DNA sequencing of the mushrooms. So that's pretty incredible as well. Like you shared, stamp art is pretty incredible, and that's a great way to stack sats and hold something valuable for the future. So good for you. Keep coming back. Those spaces are every Wednesday. They're specifically on stamp. We have a lot of people that come out to them. I'm trying to create a new show on Thursday. This is my third time doing this show. So I'm hoping to build this show. I would like to see more people coming out to it. And I'd like to set the show up in a way where we can have some education and talk about headlines and what's happening and how Bitcoin is always hope. Keep, stacking the sats and coming back. I'm probably about to close out the show unless somebody else wants to come and say something. But I want to thank you, Manny. I see Matt's out there. Thank you, Matt's. I see Top Dev always there. Udi Jim 1. And we had a lot of people jumping in and out. And this space will always end up on YouTube. Hey, can you do me a favor? Nigeria, because you're here representing, and hey, South America, you're here representing. Can you guys do me a favor? Help me out. I want to pump up the YouTube, okay? Do me a solid because I know you have the power and I need your help and I need your support here. Can you go to @Bitcoin Universe? I'm just the host here, by the way. I'm just the host, okay? There's a lot of people that are in the back room. And I should make a really big announcement about the co-founder. He's going to be actually appearing